Hi everyone, welcome back to Haunted Hearsay. Hi Caroline, how are you?
Hi, how are you?
So today I just thought I'd change things up. There was a story in the news again that I saw. It's quite an unusual happening. Um, so I'm going to show you a video. I'm going to put it up on the screen as well.
Okay.
It's basically an object appeared out of nowhere in the desert, and they just found it recently. So I just want to get your take on what you
This
think
is in Utah,
in Utah. So
in America, in the United States.
yeah, so work away, watch the video now, and
Okay.
Huh. Okay, the intrepid explorers go down to investigate the alien life form.
What's that?
They've cut it in?
So it wasn't uncovered. It's something that they've found.
they found it. Yeah,
Do you know what springs to mind with that for me, Ben?
art.
Art. And do you know how you've left crystals in
Yeah.
different parts of?
I guess the rest of us make a run for it.
So, do you know how you've? That's the first thing that comes to mind.
Yeah,
I think that's
that's
an
true.
art expression.
Yeah, I think so. But there's, you know how the internet goes wild.
Yeah.
It's a cool looking thing, and
It
essentially,
is. Do you know something? It's some weight. There was an awful lot of work into putting that out there,
yeah,
but I don't think it's extraterrestrial.
yeah, it looks like it's been there for a while as well.
Yeah.
Because there'd be like,
Now, if it had been uncovered on something, something that was accidentally dug up or something, then I would be like, wow. But
or
something plonked down in the middle of the desert.
or if it was found in ancient tomb or something.
Yes, exactly. If there was some sort of provenance to it, apart from just being found, I mean, like somebody's gone to a lot of trouble and somebody has a lot of money and a lot of time in their hands
That's expensive.
to do this. You know, I mean, for all you know, it's some film director that's decided this will be a good lead into a film that he does. So maybe he's
Well,
done it.
I suppose just to round off that topic of conversation, yeah, it doesn't, it's just that enough. It's got a hint of alien modern to it. Uh,
Yes, I'd say that was
it
definitely the
does,
concept.
it definitely seems like, as you said, someone went through a lot of trouble to do it.
Yeah. And
Um,
that wouldn't be cheap. That's not, that's you're not talking about like, a couple $100. You're talking thousands.
and it'd be interesting to see now. I haven't checked exactly where in the desert.
Excuse me.
Like if it's in the middle of nowhere,
I
it
know.
makes it
That's what I mean. They've gone to an
mental.
awful lot of trouble, but no, there's nothing rings
No,
out of this world for it for me. I mean, I'm not a disbeliever.
yeah, no,
I don't believe in the little green man that comes down here periodically and probes people. I'm not buying that at all. But we're a very small galaxy in a relatively small
very
universe, and they're infinite universes.
yeah,
So I mean, to think that we're the center of the universe is arrogant to say the least.
absolutely.
But yeah, I do believe there's other. But I mean, sure, why would they want to come here? I've said that before on my
Like,
Facebook page. They probably drive past Earth and keep their doors locked,
you never, there's
telling their
good,
kids,
we've got
eh?
gold and diamonds they might want.
Say that again.
They have gold. We have gold and diamonds and
I
minerals that
know,
they might want.
I know, but in the play of things, it's basically stones and crystals,
Yeah, I like stones and
and
crystals.
they probably drive past us and think, look at what they do to each other over stones and crystals
Look how
and
primitive.
paper, stones, crystals, and paper. So yeah, I think even if I could afford diamonds, I wouldn't. I'd rather invest in a really good quality crystal and
Here's
have some healing and healthy benefits out of wearing it as well.
yeah. Here is a thought for you that's related about
Mm.
things appearing out of nowhere. Um, the crystal skulls that were
Yes.
found. Now, some of them have, I can't remember exactly how many exist, but some of them have dodgier providence than the other ones. Um,
Was a few, wasn't there, that were, was there not one or two maybe carbon dated? Or am I mistaken in that?
so one
Or was that
really
Indiana Jones?
one really interesting thing they found about at least one of them is that it wasn't carved; it was rubbed into the shape of the skull,
Really?
which I found that means it was done over generations. Um, but some they're not all identical, and they all like, they all. We must maybe we'll do a whole episode on them and actually find out all the information.
Yeah,
But
I think it'd be
I
interesting.
think there's one in Germany, and there's one in a museum in England, and there's one in somewhere else. Like, um, they were found by different people in the modern era or whatever, and some might be
It,
hoaxes and some
I
aren't.
mean, yeah, I see what you mean. I see that there's a lot of things that we find now that we just don't understand how they made them.
Yeah,
And because we always, I mean, I'm a great one for doing it, harking back, oh, prehistoric man, prehistoric man. But it seems to be that they had a lot more skills than we have now with all the modern technology. They had a lot more skills with their hands than we have
yeah,
now. I mean,
practical
if
stuff.
there's, yeah, I mean, the likes of those crystal skulls, if they are man-made, then wow, you know, especially if it's something that's rubbed into shape, like just seriously, wow.
Yeah,
And who done it and who had that sort of artistic flair, as it were.
what
You
was the
know, there's a lot of things I think we've lost through modernization down the centuries, and especially in this last century, that I think we're tapping into different parts of our brain now using modern technology, but we're losing the other parts of our, you know, we're losing touch with the other parts that we used to be tuned into, if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
I don't
absolutely.
know if there's any actual science behind that, but it
Well,
actually makes sense to me.
there's something interesting to look at in the crystal skulls with the fact
Hmm.
that they're crystal, they're quartz, so
Yeah,
we can maybe have a look into that, and then
yeah.
also I'm interested to see which ones seem real and which ones seem fake and where they are right now, because I know there's definitely one in a museum in England that you can visit in London, that was taken from South America or wherever. Um, yeah, so like, yeah,
Yeah,
they have tested some of them, I believe, but to be honest, I
yeah,
haven't
no,
done it.
I would be very interested in,
But
yeah,
they're an
definitely.
artistic creation that has been found randomly. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That might be real. So another
Now
one.
that, yes, yes, I would definitely agree with you on that one. But you know, the silver sculpture, I think that's exactly what that is. I think that's made to look like it's landed from a spaceship, and someone with a lot of money and a lot of time in their hands, and somebody that probably will lay claim to eventually.
Mhm.
If somebody tries to take it away, I'd imagine they'll lay claim to it very quickly. But whatever the reason, there was nothing rang out of this world for me whenever I seen that.
They
But again,
probably just want to double check if it's radioactive, just to
yeah,
be.
but you know, you think they would have done that initially. You
Yeah.
know, I mean, if they actually
They're
thought
like,
it was
they're
anything
hoping
that
it
might be a
actually-
serious threat, I think they might have sort of, no, do you know what? I mean, let's face it, the American government has infamously tested weapons out in the deserts in their own country.
Yeah.
So I could imagine people would be very cautious about approaching something they think might be radioactive.
Yeah, you never know. It was.
Yeah, so I'd say they probably had an idea themselves when they were actually filming this. Hold on a second. I knew there was something I was forgetting.
Oh,
Regina messaged me
okay.
and she was listening back to the last conversation we had. And she mentioned, you'd mentioned, not the last conversation we had, but the last one we had together with it before Epney. And you'd mentioned, was there a battle or anything around those woods? I
Yeah.
said, I didn't know. It was a possibility. I didn't know. Apparently there was.
Okay.
Yes, and she's going to find out a lot more information, but I'll tell you what she's given me so far, which
That
I
could
thought was
be
very good of
interesting.
her to go to the trouble. Right. It's and then yeah, Silver Voice from Ireland. It's in the Irish Heritage site. There was a battle there in the 1600s, a huge battle, and it was at White Rock, and thousands of people died.
Okay, well that like
And it's all within 2 miles of the Ballymacool estate. So there, yeah, there was a big battle back in the 1600s. So I'd say there's a lot of people and a lot of souls, not people, a lot of souls probably
You
wandering
contribute
about there that never
factor.
made it home.
Yeah, by the
Yeah,
sounds, the place sounds like heavily haunted.
yeah. I'd say there's bound, you know, I mean, I'm certainly, I wouldn't, I mean, I know I've said it to you and Anthony, we'll go home and investigate. We'll do it during the day though, in bright daylight. I'm not a ghost hunter. You know, I don't need it proved to me.
Yeah.
I know that if one's wanting to contact us, they'll contact us. And it doesn't need to be in the dead of night and pitch dark for that to happen. So I'm happy to go during the day and leave up the ghost hunting to the people with all the gadgets and
Yeah, exactly.
and I know what they're doing, as
I
it were.
really want to go there myself, but I want to know.
Yeah. But I do want to see the place, and I do want to get a feel for it, and just to see if I can feel any spirits hanging about. But it's starting to feel to me like there's a lot of activity around this particular area. So now that's starting to make sense. It's starting to add up. So I mean, it's now battles and pacts and coups and all sorts of things.
Yeah, there's a few different
Yeah,
things that could definitely contribute to it for sure, and
we
probably
definitely want to. Yeah, we do.
ley
I
lines,
need to.
flowing water, and
That's, you know, something when Anthony was saying that yesterday, and I was nearly going to, and I thought I'll just step and go on with it because I was thinking about it, and I thought I wonder if Ballymacool. I'd be interested to see if you could get an aerial map like from Google or something, and to see is it on any ley lines, and would you know that sort of thing.
I don't know if you'd know, but you could check.
Yeah, we must give that. Yeah, definitely because it's just so interesting.
What you should also do is use your dowsing rods
Yes.
to see if there's any water or like.
Well, the only thing is that I that won't be hard to find. Sure, I couldn't get round to it the last day I was there because it was ankle deep in water. So
Well,
it would have
is
been
there a river
looking, shaking about all over the place. Yes, water here, water there, water
you know what I mean?
everywhere.
Like, is there an underground river, or is there like, you know, like?
There is the Foyle River that runs down through Letterkenny.
But does that go anywhere near that estate?
It does, yeah. It's down near the road, and it runs from the mountains right down through Letterkenny out into the River Foyle. So yeah, there'd be lots of tributaries. If you've flown into Donegal, you see the amount of lakes and small rivers and streams. The whole county is built on, I'd say, a glacier.
Hmm.
Well, I don't know. I'm just saying that, like, because there's an awful lot of water, an awful lot of lakes, an awful lot of streams, an awful lot of rivers. So nearly everything you can
Well, I would
safely see
place
in
here. You
Donegal.
built the glaciers and the rest of it. Yeah,
Mm.
eskers. Do you know what esker is? An
Say that
esker.
again.
It's
Esker?
where when a glacier melts and it leaves a glacial deposit of like a giant rock. Or do you know the way in Donegal there's a lot of giant rocks randomly placed everywhere.
Well,
Uh,
there's one in Rannyhule in Mulliduff
where Rutland
with a wee
Island
bell.
is a lot of rocks all over the place that are just on their own, just one big rock. But that
Well,
the only
there's one
way
in
they
Ran.
got
I'm
there.
pretty sure I took you to the one in Rannyhule,
Probably, yeah.
Mulliduff, up in front of Dominic's house, and
Hundreds.
it's a glacier rock, and it has three holes in it that water come up, and it's glacier water, and it's in the middle of Donegal, in the middle of granite country, basically. But they had like geologists out in the 60s and
Okay,
70s
I remember.
out doing work on it to see it'd been uncovered, and it was just so unusual to have. So it was there probably was a glacier here at some time.
Oh, there definitely was. Like
Yeah.
the landscape of the island and even the valleys in Donegal, the Finn Valley is
Mm.
glacial. Like,
Okay, sorry it's short and sweet tonight. Everyone, thanks for listening again. And Ben has some interesting pictures of haunted lighthouses he's going to put up for us. And he's also going to put up the film of the fairy rings in wake of Talking to Anthony on Tuesday. So yeah, tune in. It's it's a must watch. It's a very good piece, very artistic piece, a very good piece. Thanks for joining us again. We'll see you next Tuesday where we'll have more chat and more gossip. About lots of things. Ben, you have a good weekend, and everybody else have a good weekend. Chat to you soon. Bye.
bye bye.